Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers. It's been a while since I've done like a little walking news video. I'll be honest with myself, there's not been much out there to talk about. Like, you can talk about the results and talk about the games and stuff, but when the transfer window dies down, you're sort of trying to fish for news, unless it's big news. And listen, for years when I was younger, I used to go, oh, what West Ham never in the paper, like when I was younger. And then we had the Tevez affair, we had, all the stuff with our chairman and the move to the stadium and all that. And sometimes it actually feels nice that there isn't much news. It means that the club is sort of okay. Like, it's nice to not have news. There are a few little smidgens out there, but nothing major, which again, I've got to say I like. I don't know what you guys think. It's nice to not have horrible news in the back pages anymore. It's nice to, at the moment, be quite, under the radar, smooth and calm. The big sort of news out there at the minute, it's an ongoing saga, is the Jarrod Bowen deal. By all accounts, talks, have been going on. He's rejected a few deals. Some believe that it's down to money. It's not down to him not wanting to sign a deal. It's more about just him getting what he feels he deserves, which is right. I see Gonzo's video yesterday about him, saying that a good Premier League player now that scores goals, they're starting at 200 grand a week, not 100, not 150. It's 200. If he gets back in that England team as well, his money's going to go massively. We need to put him, Jarrod Bowen, in a position where he's, feels like he's one of the most important players in the club, which he is, but pay him that as well, to fend off this interest from Liverpool. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I really don't. I think, I think he's happy at the club. I think, he's bought into it. All of her family, Danny's family, are massive West Ham fans. He's no doubt she'll probably want to stay in Essex as well, to be near her family, new kids and stuff like that. Give the man what he wants. Honestly, this man he's already a legend. He scored the winning goal in a cup final for West Ham. Give the man what he wants. Let him secure his legacy at West Ham. Hopefully this one's done really quickly. Listen, like loads were saying, Declan Rice, we're going to give 200 grand a week for a man that for years made it clear he didn't want to stay at West Ham. I think Jarrod Bowen does, but I think it's just about offering him the correct money, and this one will be done. Some other news, there's a couple of strikers that are linked. Again, it's such early days, we can't do nothing in January. That Wahi guy's linked again. I think he's from Montepello. And then another guy called Serra Gerasi, I think that's what his name was. So it'd be interesting to see whether these deals come off. We desperately need to buy someone in January, because it's going to be a very similar situation where, we're left short potentially with Antonio. His form goes so far up, so far down that, we can't be relying on that. If he's not going to play Ings, which it doesn't look like Mobama's going to get many minutes, we desperately need, like, Tim Steedens got to be doing all his homework now and get that striker in. Another position for me, it's not in the news, but just wanted to put it out there as an individual video if you didn't catch the podcast, was Edson Alvarez. What a player, what a fantastic player. I absolutely love him. But what if he gets injured? This is my fear. You see, but loads of people will go, oh yeah, Souček can play that position. Listen, Souček's a good blocker, and he is having a good season, and I'll be the first one to say that. But he's not disciplined enough to play that role as good as like an Alvarez plays it. Alvarez, he fills in at the back, he drops into that back three, he quite good on the ball. His passing lets him down a little bit, but he's good at shielding the ball and sort of getting out of trouble. And that's my fear. It's not even if he gets injured, it's more he's a guaranteed suspension. Like, I think he's already on 4 cards, and he's definitely going to get a red card at some point this season, just because of the way he is. He's a fighter, he's aggressive. So yeah, that's another position I'll be looking at. Just some cover there in that role. That's sort of it, really. Like I say, I'm reasonably happy with the way the season's going. Yeah, there's loads of things, you know, you could say, is the football good enough? It's not great. It's not a pretty watch. Let's be honest, it's not. But we're winning games. And, you know, it's the classic line of, you know, we just have to see how it goes. You know, if it's all about, at the moment, David Moyes' system is working and we're winning games. If it goes bad again, like it did last year, you know, would he have the balls to change it? You know, would he, you know, upset his favourites and change it? That's when you're really tested, is like when it goes wrong. Let's put it this way: we lost to Man City, we lost to Liverpool, and you know, there was a bit of pressure on the Sheffield United game to win that game, because if you don't win that game, there's massive pressure on the Newcastle and Villa game. Now we're looking at that Newcastle game as a, you know what, if we go and do them, or you know, get a point or whatever, or get 3 points out of the 2 games of Villa and Newcastle, you're thinking, man, actually this is going to be a really decent season. So, you know, I have to give him credit there for, you know, bouncing back from with a win. Whether you rate Sheffield United or not, you know, it only takes a dodgy penalty, dodgy free kick, dodgy offside or whatever, and you lose that game, and there's massive pressure. You've lost 3 games, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're calling for his name again. And listen, I'm not Moyes' biggest fan at all, but I can see what he's doing at the minute is okay. You know, I'm not his biggest fan at all. I wanted him out, but at the minute I've got to give him some credit for that. What else? Oh yes, with Newcastle, obviously I'll do my preview as and when it comes. I've still got to do the Freiburg one tonight or tomorrow. Newcastle have a hell of a lot of injuries. I was talking to my pal Sam, who's been on the channel a few times. I may be able to get him on before the weekend. They've got Botman out, you know, one of the best defenders in the league. Gordon suspended, been excellent, Anthony Gordon so far this season. Joe Linton is definitely out for this game. Rumours that Callum Wilson could be out, pending, you know, what happens tonight against PSG. Yeah, and you know, there's a few things that are playing in our hands. Harvey Barnes is out as well on the left hand side. Still got fantastic players, Bruno, Tonali, Isaac is a fantastic player as well. Trippier on the right back position. So yeah, it's there's a few little things playing into our hands a little bit. Obviously, like I said, a massive game with PSG tonight. They lose that, which you potentially expect they would. Then I think they've got Dortmund the week after. They've got to go and win that game, otherwise they're going out of the Champions League very, very quickly. So it could play into our hands. They might rest a few players, and I don't know what Eddie Howe's mentality is. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. Nice video for you, a bit all over the place, but yeah, just nice to catch up with you guys. Please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button, it really helps us out. Come on you irons, let's go.